Hey everybody, happy Friday night. I have had one heck of a day. Oh my gosh. Those of you that saw my video that I did earlier, my hermana getting a hold of me, telling me what's coming out of the Netherlands, I was just like, seriously. Last night, Winona and I were sitting there looking at phones, which, you're now dropping a couple of Benjamins on any phone you get. And I was telling her about back in the day, we didn't even have computers. We had a speak and spell, Teddy Ruxpin, whatever the heck. And she was telling me how Apple is now, you're buying the phone, but you're not buying they send you the cord, but they don't send you the connector and they don't send you the adapter. And then you got to buy that on its own. And, poor Apple and poor all these bougie companies that are losing money or things are costing more money because of all this other nonsense going on. And it's like, you know what? Don't give me that. These are people that are living in multi-billion-dollar homes that are driving, $80,000 cars, that are wearing $500 shoes and are buying $100 lottery tickets, while some people are living on ramen and spam, in a time where you can't physically go and see people, so you got to have a way to stay connected with them, through the phone, whatever, right? And I remember back when, I mean, shoot, we were using pagers. We were rushing to the cell phones. Now, obviously, our cell phones, payphones. People look at you now, they're like, what the hell's a payphone? Oh, those are only in the ghetto areas. Now they're not even there because of all this stuff going on. And it's just like, I don't know what the heck's going on right now. I swear, our planet has to be a reality show for some other planet. They're betting on who's gonna hook up with who and who's gonna do this with who and whose business is gonna. I mean, it's just crazy. And then today, Winona went out with a friend of mine and trying to get KFC, which I prefer how to call it, Popeyes, but KFC doesn't even take cards anymore. You have to have cash. So some of these businesses are taking cards but not cash, and some of these businesses are taking cash but not cards. And you've got all these people talking about the dissolution of paper money, Bitcoin, all that jazz. And I swear to you, like some other planet, there's a bunch of Martians huddled around a fire or at a strip club or whatever their thing is, laughing their butts off about all of us, puny little earthlings down here that are falling for this stuff like rats in a maze, looking for cheese. It's like we can smell it. We're just sitting there, and we get all the way to the end of the maze, and there's this little piece of paper that's sprayed with cheese perfume that says IOU. Well, the smart rat is the one that's jumping up on top of the maze and seeing, dude, there's an IOU at the end of this thing. I'm just going to jump straight out the box. So I'm going to tell you, I went to bed last night. I was pretty steamed. I'm like, these damn phones are costing $10 to make in a communist country. And, we're being taken advantage over here by wannabe communists. And it's like, you know what? If you want to be a communist and you want to take advantage of people that are struggling to put food on the table, then go move to a damn communist country. Don't stay here. Because I guarantee you, every single person that I have ever worked with that came from a communist country or their parents moved from a communist country, you couldn't give them any amount of money to move back into that stuff. I mean, things aren't as great as a lot of people perceive them to be in other places either, but there's still that differentiation. So you've got these people that are making these things for $10, coming over here selling them to our kids for $1,200 for a damn phone to stay connected with someone, all right? It's not even made out of solid gold. It doesn't even like teleport you from one place to the next. It's like I used to work in Hollywood. I dealt with people that thought they were the bee's knees because they had the Louis Vuitton solid gold toilet. I'm like, what the hell's the difference between crapping on a solid gold toilet and crapping on a porcelain toilet? Other than the fact that you think that you're better than everybody else until, and you'll probably think you're, you know what, don't stink at that point, but just because you're crapping in a gold toilet really doesn't change the fact, you know? And it's just like, the bigger you rise, the harder you fall. So half of these people that I knew, they're cruising around in their bulletproof SUVs and blah, 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 oh, I've got friends in high places, nah, 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 nah. Well, half those people are narcissists. They really don't give a crap about anybody else unless they can do something for them. And the minute that you're not useful anymore, they flush you down the $500 Louis Vuitton toilet. So I was sitting there and my ancestors were like, hey, 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 calm down. Nothing worse than a triple Aquarius that gets pissed when the lights start flickering. So they started cracking jokes and they said, you ought to start your own wireless company called eyapaha Wireless. Now, in the Lakota term, eyapaha is like a town crier, like you're going from town to town. And they were saying, you'd be paying $40 for the damn phone. You'd be paying $20 a month for a plan that anybody could afford. The grandma that's on a fixed income, the teenager that's just trying to stream so that they can finish their school, blah, blah, blah. And they were even cracking jokes. They're like, yeah, it would come with built-in apps, like P for free, because you keep seeing all these bougie ass BAM pots telling people they can't use the bathroom. I saw a mom and her kids, we're talking little kids, get turned away from using the damn bathroom at I forget, one of those fast food places. And I'm like, really? Kids can't sit there and just hold it until they get wherever. I mean, not good for anybody's kidneys anyway. I don't care if you're a kid or an adult. And so it's like, okay, put an app on there called P for free. That means those are people that still have a conscience and still have a heart, probably parents whose kids are grown that don't have a problem having people come in to use the damn bathroom and spray Lysol afterwards, especially if they're kids. And then you could have an app on there that's called Ditch the Snitch, where, once you cross onto reservation land, anybody that's trying to track you that got no business tracking you loses that signal. Then you got to have another app that's called Ditch the Glitch, where, any of your exes that are trying to find you, it either puts up an alert or it blocks the number. I mean, my ancestors were just cracking me up like y'all don't even know. And so finally I started laughing. But I was telling my buddy today, whose grandma was a Cherokee matriarch, and he says, you got to put that. You got to do that comedy. You got to get people laughing because all this stuff going on right now, as they would say in Jersey, is redonkulous. It's not even ridiculous. It's redonkulous. If you are going to take advantage of people that are living hand to mouth in the midst of all this wash-eat-you nonsense, and you're still going to be charging them $1,200 for a phone, or you're going to be, not letting them use the bathroom or whatever else. I'm telling y'all, it's going to get even more redonkulous than this. So we have to have a sense of humor, and the bottom line is, I guarantee you, if George Carlin were still here or Robin Williams, none of this nonsense would have been allowed to stick. They would have flipped it up, spanked it, threw it out the door, whatever the hell they needed to do with it, because comedy is laughter is medicine. So anybody wants to steal that idea, I'm here still trying to get live on YouTube, and they're telling me I gotta have 1,000 subscribers to do that, and sign some Faustian contract. I'm kidding, but it's just, I tell you. But if you want to run with that idea, eyapaha Wireless, I will be your first customer. My Winona will be your second customer. Yeah, I'm telling you, because, karma is real. And when you're taking advantage of people that are struggling just so that you can afford a $500 Louis Vuitton toilet, let me tell you, I guarantee you, your sewer system gonna blow. And I can tell you that for a fact, because when I was down south, they were getting ready to build a casino on a burial ground, and they came to ask me if it was a good idea, and I said no, because if you poop on the ancestors, they're going to poop on you. They didn't listen. They built the casino anyway, and guess what happened? It the septic system blew sky high. Everybody there in their Versace and their Armani and blah blah blah, their finest whatever, dressed to the nines. That septic system blew, and there was caca everywhere. No amount of dry cleaning's gonna get that out. So just think of that next time you're thinking of taking advantage of people that are struggling to do sacred work for the good of Mother Earth and all her children. That you poop on the sacred's gonna poop on you. It doesn't matter who you are, what your middle name is, how untouchable, whatever the heck you think you are. It all comes down. What goes up comes down, and some things just don't come out in the wash. So I'm telling you, I promised my buddy I would get on here and I would do a little comedy bit about it. Trying to keep my sense of humor with all this stuff going on, But if y'all are having an interesting Friday night like I am, feel free to reach out to me because my heart and my prayers are with you. Only way we going to get through this is together.